Riley Randall leaned her head back as the plane touched down on the island of Getaway Bay. She loved visiting her family. She did, honestly. But it had been a little bit much with all 16 of them there celebrating her parents' 50th wedding anniversary. With her 4 older siblings, her parents, and her 6 nieces and nephews, Riley had enjoyed a great week on Oahu. She really had. But she was very happy to be home in Getaway Bay, where she could eat whatever cereal she wanted in her little bungalow, sleep past 6 a.m., and have a moment or 2 of silence when she needed it. She definitely felt left out this week, but she knew it wasn't her siblings' fault. They all had a spouse, and she didn't. It was natural to pair up that way, but she'd often been left to herself to find someone to paddleboard with, or someone to sit by at dinner, or someone to go with her up to the bathrooms from the beach. Yes, she was definitely very happy to be home. The seatbelt sign on the airplane turned off, and a flurry of activity started. She sat near the back of the plane, but she stood up anyway. Because of her petite frame, the top of her head barely touched the underside of the overhead compartment. It seemed to take forever for the crowd to inch forward, get their bags down, collect their cell phones. Riley normally wasn't impatient, but she needed to go to the bathroom, and she was simply peopled out. When it was finally her turn, the people on her row moved into the aisle. "Yours is the pink one, right?" the man beside her said, and Riley nodded. "Yes, thank you." He got her luggage down for her, and she followed him off the plane. How the flight attendants could still be smiling boggled her mind, and yet she smiled at them as she got off too, so it could be done. After all, she worked in an industry that required an endless supply of smiles, even when there was nothing to smile about. Riley sure had enjoyed her time away from your title forever. The stress of making sure every appointment got scheduled correctly with the right person at the right time. Her boss was somewhat overbearing, but Riley had learned to love Hope. She loved all the people she'd worked with, even if some of them had gone on to get their own happily ever after, too. She just wanted one of her own. And you'll get it, she told herself as the line in front of her stalled again just after she'd stepped off the plane. She sighed and looked down, her eye catching on something shiny on the jetway. It was a watch, and she bent to pick it up. "Is this yours?" she asked the man in front of her. He turned and looked at it, shook his head, and moved when the line did. Concerned, but unsure about what to do with the watch, Riley followed him. No one grabbed onto her arm or demanded she give them the watch. She slipped it into her purse, intending to find out whose it was and return it, right after she took a good long nap. Later that evening, Riley had slept, unpacked her bag, and put a load of laundry in the washing machine before she remembered the watch. She retrieved it from her purse and attempted to turn it on, but it wouldn't power up. She examined the charging plug, and she didn't have anything that would fit it, but she knew who did. Shannon Bell, a co-worker at Your Title Forever. Riley had seen Shannon wear a watch similar to this one before, albeit in a shade of rosy pink and not this masculine black. She pulled out her phone and tapped a message to Shannon. "Can you charge this watch?" She snapped a picture of the item and sent it along to Shannon. "Where did you get that?" "I found it on the plane," Riley said, though that wasn't technically true. "If I can power it up, I might be able to see who it belongs to. I'll bring my charger to work tomorrow." Work tomorrow. Riley was tired just thinking about it. But off to work she went the next day, as it was Monday and she'd spent the last 7 days on vacation. She didn't think it was fair that vacation drained her so much, but she didn't really have anyone to complain to about it. "And that's not even true," she muttered to herself. After work today, she'd stop by the Pet Paradise and pick up her 2 cats, who had been boarded there while she celebrated the beginnings of her family.